Check out the Messenger online at www.messenger-news.com. Get all your local news, sports, and weather in one place with extra content you can't get anywhere else. Search for your favorite team or news in your area, and be sure to follow us on Facebook so you never miss a thing. Get the full story on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. Visit us today at www.messenger-news.com.
I'm originally from Nacogdoches. Kind of had some upbringing between there and here in Houston County. I came to Houston County about 5 years ago. Fell in love with the county. I worked in a few different fields. I was employed with Crockett Medical Center for a little while. Was looking for more opportunities. Kind of had a direction with law enforcement that I wanted to take, and took a job in dispatch. Did that for 3.5 years, and decided to go to the police academy. So.
Now, obviously, law enforcement isn't quite for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, what made you first think, I'd like to do that? That would be good.
I feel like for me specifically, there wasn't really just one thing that really made me want to take in law enforcement as a career. I feel like through life, everybody experiences different things. And I feel like law enforcement was kind of like a shining star, you know? I guess maybe that's not a good way to put it, but they help people. And I've always been somebody that wanted to help people. I don't know if you've ever just like pulled up on an accident and seen everybody there. I was never the one to stop and stay in the vehicle and call 911. I mean, I was the one that jumped out, was pulling people out of the cars and make sure everybody's okay, and I'm yelling for other people to call 911, you know? And so it's always been something that I've just got the want, the desire to help people in need. So it's kind of.
Well, let's see. We talked to you a year ago. The county's got the program to help people get through the law enforcement training.
Mm-hmm.
And about a year ago, I think now, you had just gotten out of the training after being in dispatch.
Yes.
And about to face your first real work out there on the road as a deputy.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you expect the job would be like? And what's it actually been like?
Yeah. So I think that because I was in dispatch for so long, I had a little bit more knowledge on what it was actually going to be. It was more realistic. I kind of had a little preview, but I did think that it was going to be a lot more rough and tumble, hands-on, high-speed pursuits and crazy stuff all the time, and it's not like that all the time, you know. There's days where, yes, that's exactly what it is, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you go and you're going to just do something simple and it turns into something major, you know. You never really know. It's been more a learning process. So it's been good, though. It's been great.
Well, you're still here.
Yes.
So there must be something you really like about the job. Obviously, you talked about liking helping people.
Yes.
But what would you say has been your favorite part so far this year?
I think my favorite part of the job so far is when we go out to these calls. I personally take a lot of calls involving children, assaults, beyond physical sometimes too, you know, things that are just truly terrible, things that people don't talk about. I handle that kind of stuff a lot. And I feel like it's really rewarding to look at someone and say, I'm actually here to make sure that what's happened to you is never going to happen again. I'm here to take away this pain as far as I can, you know, within the scope of my abilities. I'm here to help you. And then what I can't do, I know somebody who can, you know? So I feel like it's really rewarding, and that's been the best part for me.
Well, obviously in my job, I see a lot of those arrest reports, and I see some of those cases you deal with that are even hard to write about, kind of. But what has been for you the most difficult part to deal with, to get over, to mentally handle, whatever?
So I think it's also been those cases. In those things, you see men, women, and children, all people who victims is the name, but I've always been told it's a survivor, and I feel like that's true. they've truly gone through terrible things and they've survived. And I think that seeing what they've gone through, you kind of put yourself in their shoes and you live through it with them when they talk about these things and tell you, you know. And then you see the way that their families and their friends turn on them for asking for the help and for getting involved in law enforcement, because we're a double-edged sword. We're good, but we cause destruction sometimes. So um, that's the hard part, is to see that while we are helping, it's a hard kind of help. So it's like I said, a double-edged sword.
Well, obviously, there's, like you said, there's the rough and tumble, and there's the kind of emotional, moral
Yes.
side. How have you dealt with that specifically as a female law enforcement officer? Because it's kind of a unique thing.
Yeah. I think that I've noticed that I maybe take things a little bit more. I wear them a little closer to the chest than some other people. But I think it's really important to have a good support group. The people that you work with, the environment, being able to, you know, have a good connection with the people that you work with, the people that we have around here, and not just in the sheriff's office. It's Crockett PD, Grapeland PD. We've been in situations where Grapeland PD has 100% came through and saved the day, you know, and we've been in situations where Crockett PD has done the same. And I think that just the environment, the people that you work with, an understanding and a knowledge, like, you've got me, I've got you. I think that's really important to have this support in the network. So.
Well, last question. As an outsider looking in, I think the biggest change I've noticed is you've got your law enforcement game face. A year ago, I don't think you, but now I can see you pulling me over going, what's the hurry, son?
Yeah,
That game face.
absolutely.
But what are your plans? Do you plan on staying in the department? Are you going to stay in law enforcement? You going to run for sheriff one day? Like,
Actually, it's funny that you say that, because yes, I do have. I'm new, right? I've only got a year in, but I do love Houston County. I plan on being here forever. I'm a long timer here. I want to grow within the department. I want to keep learning and being involved. I want to move up the ranks, and eventually, you know, it may be just a rookie dream, but I do eventually want to run for sheriff. It's something I've talked about, and so. But I got a lot to grow and learn until that point. But yes, that is the end goal.